So today we are going to start a new chapter, that is the chapter number 5 from the book Fundamental of Human Geography, and our topic is the primary activity. Basically, what is human activity or what is economic activity? Human activities which actually generate income, that is called the economic activity. Generally, by which activity human beings are able to gain some money or human beings are able to generate some income, we are saying that is the economic activity. There are basically 3 economic activity we are having, but afterwards we are going to see that behind this, after this 3 also there are more 2 activities are there, but in general the activities are divided into 3 ways: primary activity, secondary activity and tertiary activity. Without this primary, secondary and tertiary activity, there are more 2 kinds of the activity, that is called quaternary and quinary activities. These all activities are decided according to the level of the job. That means what kind of the job you people or the people are doing, according to that we have divided the activities into primary, secondary, tertiary, quaternary. Now in case of the primary activities, we can say primary activities are those activities by which the man fulfill his basic needs by using the resources of the nature. That means in case of the primary activity is related with the basic activity where the human being fulfill his needs by using the earth resources. Suppose land, water, vegetation, this kind of the thing or they are dependent on these things only. Suppose in case of a country, if the person is doing agriculture, so that will be considered as a primary activity. Suppose in a country the person is a fisherman, so that is considered as a primary activity. That means the rearing of the animal, that means hunting, gathering, that means lumbering in the forest areas, or cattle rearing in the grassland, fishing in the water bodies, or suppose collection of the different kind of the animal skins and all, this all, or growing the agricultural crops also, this all comes under the primary activity. Even the mining also, when we are collecting the minerals from the mine, that is also considered as a primary activity only. So primary activity having a large area. Normally it is not like that primary activity means only agriculture. Primary activity means any kind of the activity which is totally or directly related with the environment and where we are utilizing the different earth resources like the land, water, vegetation, building material and all. Now in the earlier days, this primary activity includes hunting and gathering also. Like people used to gather the different kind of the materials from the forest. That was the part of this primary activity, as well as hunting also a part of the primary activity. Now different kind of the pastoral activities, different kind of the fishing, forestry, agriculture, mining, quarrying, all the activities comes under the primary activity. Now the people, those who are engaged in primary activity, these peoples are called red collar workers. According to their job, they like we are having some divisions like red collar worker, golden collar worker, pink collar worker, blue collar worker. So primary activity, like the people, those who are related with this pastoral activity, fishing, mining and all, these peoples are called red collar worker. Now today we are going to discuss the first primary activity, and this activity is called the hunting and gathering. Now we all have the idea about the hunting and gathering. Normally nowadays this hunting concept is totally banned, and gathering, the village people are still doing this gathering job. But in the earlier days or in the earliest, the human being totally depend on their environment. Like we read about environmental determinism, where environment totally control the human being. So human being also totally depend on their immediate environment only, or in this time only the human being for their life or for their subsistence, they are depend on the animals which are available in the forest areas, as well as they are depend on the plants. They gather the different kind of the forest materials for their use only. So basically we can say that in case of the human being were totally depend on their environment for their sustenance, as well as they subsisted on the animals as well as the edible plants which they collect from the forest only. Now, hunting is a very much primitive activity, or in case of the primitive societies, they totally depend on the animals. Like we know about this, or we read these things in history also. People, they live in a like forest areas, or they used to live in the cave and all. That time human beings were not civilized. So in that situation, in the primitive society, it's totally depend on the wild animals. People located in the very cold and extreme hot climatic condition, they only survived on the hunting only, because what they will eat. The people of the coastal areas, those who are living in the waterside areas, they know about the fishing. So fishing was also the part of that time only, that is the primitive part only, but still the fishing is included in the modern world also. Many species of the world became extincted or endangered due to this hunting activity only. But this hunting activity they used to do for their sustenance only. In the earlier days, they used different kind of the primitive tools, and these primitive tools were made of the like stones, or these all are the arrows or the twigs. This all they used to hunt or to kill the animals. And after that, they used to have it. They use the skin of the animals for making the clothes and all. Gathering is also another kind of the primitive activity which comes under the primary activity only, and we are seeing that gathering and hunting both are the oldest primary activity or oldest economic activity of the world. Now, in case of this hunting and gathering, this is still carried out by the different levels, by the different people of the world only. The thing gathering is practiced in the region where the climatic condition is not good, or we can say where harsh climatic conditions are present. In this case, where the harsh climatic condition is there, these people, they involved with the extract the things from the animals as well as the plants to meet their basic needs of the food, shelter and the clothing. In this kind of the hunting and gathering, we know that they required a very small capital or no capital, because if I will going for the hunting and gathering in a primitive way, that means I don't need so many things. Even this time the people were not technologically developed, so there is no question of the technology. It is their basic only amenities they are using. Suppose they are using, I said, twigs, or they are using the different kind of the materials like the stone or the arrows and all to catch the fish or to hunt these animals and all. But this all things are very minimum. They don't need that much amount of the capital investment for this thing. So it is a not capital intensive sector. Hunting and gathering, we don't need any kind of the capital, as well as no technology or very less technology is required in the process of the hunting and gathering. Even hunting and gathering, these people at that time, they used to do only for their subsistence only. That means whatever amount of the thing they used to gather or whatever hunting they used to do, that they did only for themselves or their family members only. So in case of this kind of the activity, there was no surplus product. The yield per person is very low. It means that the per person availability of the material it's very low, because that time the people used to hunt and used to gather the thing for themselves, hardly for their family members. That time they don't have any idea of the business or any idea of the economy that they will sell that and all. That thing not started only. So whatever they have collected and they used to hunt, that it's for their own self only. That's why it is said that the yield per person is very low, as well as there was very less surplus or no surplus production was there, because whatever thing they collect for themselves only. Now in case of the gathering, we can see that gathering is practiced in the many zones of the world in the modern times itself. Because still now, suppose we are having the honey, people used to gather that honey. Suppose we know about so many medicinal plants and all, people used to collect those things from the forest only. So gathering is still practiced in the areas of the world. These areas are the high latitude zones, which includes the northern Canada, northern Eurasia and northern Chile. I will show you the map also. Low latitude zones of the Amazon basin, tropical Africa, northern part of the Australia, as well as some part of the Southeast Asia or the interior part of the Southeast Asia. These all are the basically region where you can see the hunting and gathering is present. Now the basic thing you need to practice this maps, because this map pointing will come in the exam. Suppose they will put a dash over here and they will ask you what kind of the practice is going on, or they can ask you by a dash, name the region where hunting and gathering is practiced. So these maps are available in your NCERT books also, and you need to do this map. Suppose North America. This area is known as North Canada, because we know Canada is here and this is the northern part of the Canada. South America, this particular area is a part of the Amazon basin. So if the dash will be given, so you need to write over there Amazon basin. In Africa, this middle part of the Africa is known as Zaire basin, Z-A-I-R-E, Zaire basin. This part of the Europe, it is known as Northern Eurasia, because Europe and Asia is together over here. Then this part, we all know, this is the Southeast Asia. This part is the northern part of the Australia. So this all are the major subsistence gathering zones of our world. And this thing can come in exam as a map pointing. Even the question comes, discuss the distribution of hunting and gathering in case of our world. Now the next thing about the hunting and gathering, in modern times, what happened? Some gathering is market oriented, because I said earlier they started these things at a very primitive manner for their own subsistence only. But nowadays this hunting and gathering is a market oriented program. This hunting and gathering is totally a market oriented program, because they used to collect these things. Even the villagers also used to collect these things to sell in the market. So the practice of the gathering is now became a commercial practice. Gathering earlier it was a subsistence practice, but now it is a commercial practice. Now in case of the gatherers, they collect the valuable things like some medicinal plants, their leaves, bark of the trees. Then suppose they are collecting honey, they are collecting different kind of the fibers from the plant, even they are collecting the fruits, even they are collecting the nuts, oils, everything they are collecting from this plants only. So, and these things after simple processing, they are selling in the market, or something raw also they are selling in the market. So now hunting and gathering became the market oriented job. Suppose example, I can give you the quinine. Quinine is used for to treat the disease of malaria. So they used to collect the bark of this, even the tannin they extract, even from the plant only. They are making the corks, as well as the cosmetics fibers, as well as different kind of the oils, nuts. These all things they are going to collect from the forest only, and they are going to sell in the market. So present days hunting is not there, because hunting is an illegal activity or it is banned also. But in case of the gathering is still over there, and gathering became very much modern. So this is all about the hunting and gathering. Our 5 marks question used to come, discuss the characteristics of hunting and gathering in case of the